So, in all honesty, I believe so. At the end of the day, let me start from the beginning. So, g'day, folks. This should have I could have called it the part three from the rant on Richard Grandin's latest video, and this has got to do a bit more with the different biological and physiological and neurological aspects to people, and especially when it comes to the likes of migrants, immigrants, right, such as me. To me, in the long run, in the like beyond 100 year venue, right, like time span, um, I am new to the green and runny and so on and so forth ways of the old British colony, as it be. Because I've noticed, the race dogs, the all manner of stuff like this, right? I myself, I got brought up in a concrete jungle. And over there, you either have people that are genuine Olympians. They train from the age of 3 till, they win the Olympics or thereabouts. The rest use their brains. I don't know, go work in factories, so on and so forth. And they're definitely nowhere near as muscly as me. Right. And I never was this way. I was pretty skinny and, I went out of my way to train to be how I am today. And I'd presume I'm close to 50% of my natural genetic potential. Nothing around there. I could do with some maintenance. But then again, the ill environment and especially at the gym, especially if you go to one where they have boxing bags and stuff like this, it eggs me on, and it doesn't create flashbacks and stuff like that. But hey, don't even the wise people say that the 5 most people that you hang around with, that's kind of how you're gonna be, whether you like it or not. You start kind of being like that. And I refuse to be like that. I refuse to be like that. Genuinely, a woman that I would find attractive and a potential life mate for life, to have children, to bring the children up together. Not this, let's get the state to bring them up and we'll split up and whatever happens, happens. So in that regard, I don't know how much good the gym would do to me. And then, to go there all the time or all manner of other things like this. On another faction or another aspect, I would be more than happy if I had the wealth and time to go do genuine hiking on the mountains. Maybe by myself, maybe with a couple of genuine private friends. That's it, for genuine connection to the grounds, to the land. And in another aspect, some people that got brought up, I don't know, always driving, right? There is a pretty big component to that, to myself when it comes to that. But this was after the age of 15 and things of this nature. For most part, the likes of myself have been literally brought up in a concrete box. That's all we knew. That's all we knew. Maybe we'd go down and play a bit of concrete soccer. Yeah, you'd play soccer on concrete. There's all sorts of different games. I still remember them. And that's that. That's that. And you sure got to talk to a lot of girls. So that is the only aspect that I find quite sick to this society over here. even maybe it's not, but I generally find it sick. First of all, to have high schools and schools that are for girls only, for boys only, like the polarization of the girls, boys, men and women, and then instead of bringing them together to work together, to know how to live together, to respect each other, genuinely. They have further polarized them from the polarization that they're already at. They polarize them further by combining the genders in terms of psychology together. So the boys don't know how to be boys, the girls don't know how to be girls. But hey, if they're happy and all of that, all right, sweet as. But I can't genuinely find people that I can relate to in all honesty, and just I guess the common sense is lacking. But hey, I enjoy being off the chessboard as a B, and partake in some form, shape, and form in society. And for that reason, that's why I'm not competition. I'm not, that's just how it is. It's just how it is. I find a lot of value in not being predatory, but then again, having the strength to, um, genuinely provide solutions to problems. Because at the end of the day, all the tricks and traps, all the narcissistic games, all the competition for a woman, right? Competition for a job, in the long run, in the long run, even money, you know, what are you going to be better off with $1 million, or are you going to be better off with, 250 or something? I would probably take the 250. In all honesty, if there was a whole bunch of prizes, I would choose to take a middle prize. I've learned too much about sticking out like a sore thumb. And that is due to the fact that I also come from a place where there was communism. It's almost like it's being implemented here. So they haven't even, like, people haven't even been faced with the true problems of such systems. And I have, to some degree, I guess there's other people that are way more experienced than me that lived way more years. I lived more the better end of it, as it be. Some people live the worst end of it. And I think some of those people are actually doing really bad because they got very traumatized. And now, as it's coming in, they has really put them in the same infantile state to some degree. Same full compliant, accepting all the terms and conditions and putting none of theirs. I can think of a couple of people that are like that. So yeah, that's how some things are. To the highly integrated potential to integrate people that come from South Central Europe. And shame on the ones that come from South Central Europe and call themselves Eastern Europeans. That is a shame. Like, learn to look on the map. Anyway, so yeah, people like that might look a certain way on the front, but as a matter of fact, the way things are is much more of creative potential and solutions oriented. And I, for one, again, from a physiological standpoint, um, 2 days in a row, I basically don't feel like the need to pretty much even get out of the house, get out of my room. That is fine, especially how I have things of the thinking to do, right? Like taking in information, putting some information out of my own. One thing that I always do though, make sure I have fresh air, make sure I eat fresh food. There is a lot of components that there is about you have to have balance in life, and scrutinizing people for it just because they have different ways of doing that, it doesn't mean that they're out of balance at the end of the day. And I would sure want to have a little competition just to prove a point that some other people that haven't been brought up in a concrete jungle, concrete box. And I kind of miss that sometimes, like if that's what you're familiar with, if they were to live there, kind of be in the position to have to sit on the bench for a bit, stay in your room, maybe just go to the kitchen and to the toilet and stuff, for a couple of days, and then maybe just walk to the shops and come back and do that for like a few weeks. I'll do it, you'll do it. And then have a physical challenge all of a sudden. I presume I would perform quite well, I'm lucky to have my muscle mass. I was very surprised to not. I'm genuinely proud. Like I must have trained in a specific way as well. I put quite a bit of time and research, and I was very serious about that. It's almost like I knew that society was going to turn more and more cluster B, and the reasons why people go to places like the gym and stuff like that have alternative motives. And then in terms of to get back to the goggles, the trauma goggles and so on and so forth, that is one thing. And then there is also the intelligence, right? The security intelligence, my own private security intelligence that I've learned to look after myself, especially if I had a family, if I was looking after an organization, so on and so forth, a company, and the type of schemes and even it's even just gossip and things of this nature. Yeah, and I've come up with like I'm using presumption and assumption, of course, just as a good detective does. It only takes something like, and I know a couple of people, and I know people both from here, from Australia, and a lot of Romanians, that's just their traits. I can see them there at their house, sitting at their table, some with a cigarette and a beer, others, with all sorts of cookies and stuff that they cook, and just literally ring everyone, and they're very popular, and gossip and gossip and gossip and gossip and gossip. And then other people out of the same sort of group of friends or community and stuff, they get to talk to no one. And then everyone, when they try to ring someone, they all in unison act nasty towards them. But that's what gossip does. That's what, cluster B disorders do, and how they victimize other people. Obviously, it doesn't really do it to me. I've made peace with people's issues and how to deal with the negative outcomes that come out of that. And I guess I'm also lucky that I come from a family. Well, some of the members of my family, they passed, rest in peace. They were genuine actors. They were genuinely popular. I was exposed to, being put on stage, so on and so forth. And I've learned to not have that stage fright, not be, have all of that stuff that a lot of people are scared of as a bee, It takes quite a bit of practice and generally going out and performing on there, being on stage, whatever, to get over that stage fright, to get over the public exposure fright. That's what it is at the end of the day. But then I've also been blessed to see all the likes how I've described the gossip scenario and how all of that comes out of it. And then from this standpoint, to use this as secure means of security, means of being able to pick up on the ills of society and what repercussions and outcomes that can be on myself and if there's other people behind me, that I'm trying to look after. So yeah, in that regard, I'm more than keen to keep on going and to get better and better till I feel real confident, and then I'll feel good enough to say that maybe I got a chance to keep my family safe and secure, and 2-3 children to definitely not be exposed to this sort of nonsense, at least until the age of 7. So that's where it's at with these things. There's a big difference between the trauma goggles and just picking up on behaviors that inevitably you get to see, And if you're a traveler, I'm not a traveler and I don't want to be a traveler no more because I have been. They still happen. You just don't experience them as much, If you're traveling very quickly, if you're only staying like one night and stuff like that, and if you're wealthy, you might not even experience that at all, or it's very, very minimal. But if you start staying a week at a time at places, that stuff is still in place. The only way that you can generally manage and minimize this sort of gossip and what comes out of it, especially in the age that we live in with the digital things, is to be as local as it can be and create genuine connections. Start creating genuine trust. At the end of the day, and in certain situations, it's very difficult, even like that. But the chances of achieving that versus running away are much greater. So I'm going to end it there and look after the territory and place that you live at the end of the day. And let's hope these very nice and friendly and full of solutions-oriented people come up with ways to stop the war, right? In all honesty.